Once again, it's the Toad Man here to tell you it's a good day. Metazoo's back, and it kind of feels like old Zoo, for better and for worse. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I saw today. I had a full day today, worked, went to see my uncle at the hospital, went to buy some kids some presents for a birthday party tomorrow, came home, worked for 4 hours on comics that are due tomorrow. But I've had my phone on pretty much the whole time, just watching streams. It feels like the old Zoo, for better or for worse, in that in the good, there's tons of hits in these. These packs have tons of hits. There's 5 what seems to be secret rares. They all have been pulled at this point, which is great. That's the point of having a secret rare. The hidden rares supposed to be pulled. Not supposed to hoard them in a in a dungeon in a basement in a warehouse for 5 years, not sell them, go bankrupt, and people never get them. That's not the point of it. The point of it is to have it in people's hands. It's not true random, even though true random doesn't exist when you manufacture it. That's just people who know um, coding, people who are scientists, mathematicians, people who know science know that you can't manufacture randomness. And the randomness that we got for the first Metazoo was not it. A lot of clumping, it's not happening. Not a lot of clumping. Quality, the cards are pretty good. They're not fantastic. There's some errors. That's to be expected. Still, it feels like old Zoo, right? Old Zoo is not perfect. Old Zoo had all kinds of issues. There's less issues. People are loving it. People are gathered. All the people who are disappeared for so long. A lot of new people too have gathered back and are loving the Zoo, ripping it. The prices are holding pretty steady. Not a lot of streamers streaming today, but a significant amount. They're streaming all day long. We've had Frostbite Labs, who is streaming on YouTube all day. He's still streaming right now, 24/7. So go over there and check him out. Speaking of the streams, the Whatnot category for Metazoo is back. That is fantastic. Again, feeling like the old Zoo. Let's talk about some of the negative things. Cardio's having some issues, right? This is like the biggest undertaking that they've had. What was told to me, which I'm not certain did not come from Cardio, is that one of the distributions oversold. And in overselling, that they undertook more of the allocation than it was expected. I have my own feelings on who that was. Somebody must have made a significant purchase for one of the distros, went over what they thought that they would have. This is all speculation. This is, well, speculatory in one person buying it. There is a seller out there who said that they're going to be selling the new Zoo, who has a warehouse. Leave it at that. But the fact that there was one distribution that got more than the other and they needed to pull from the other ones, that's just something that was told to me. I'm not completely certain on that. But Cardio began vetting some of the sellers that they had allocated who promised and probably paid for at this point. I know I had paid for them at this point. Had paid for product and then said, oh, we have to kind of do some vetting to make sure that you're a seller so that we can give you the product. I went through all the steps. I've had a business for several years. I've not had a retailer's license. I've had an online retailer's license, which in Pennsylvania is good as gold. They wanted more for Metazoo. I had to pay out of pocket, happily obliged, because I wanted to sell it. I had already sold at that point. I had sold all my boxes. At this point, I had already paid off the $1,000 and change that I did for the boxes. So at this point, I was sure it was another 90 something bucks to pay for a business license. Communication wasn't the greatest. It was like you'd send an email, and then a couple days later, you get an email back. But I went through the process. It was not a big deal. I got my license really quickly. I was able to send all the information over really quickly because, again, I was out of town for a couple of days, so it wasn't as quick as one could get them back. But process was smooth. Got it back to them. They said everything's good as gold. It is the 28th, and the product's not here. But hearing from Cardio on stream last night, they gave away 10 boxes on someone's stream. I forget who it was. I apologize. There were so many people running last night, but they gave away 10 boxes and they said, hey, we just got ours in today. We're going to ship them out tomorrow. So they're assuming that they were shipped out today, the 28th. So I don't have my boxes yet. So I'm just waiting on that. It feels like the old zoo, right? A little bit of communication issues, a little bit of growing pains, not having the product on time. It is what it is. I'm not too down about it. If I was selling online, I'd be super down about it because, and I expected to. I expected to have a couple boxes left over, but I just was able to sell them all. And I really was banking on having extras because I'm only doing the donations up to the end of the month. So before the end of the month, they all sold out. So I'm not selling anything for myself at this point. It's completely cool. It's all going to a good place. Laughing at My Nightmares, an incredible charity. We've more than reached our goal. Love it. By the way, just a little ad here. I still have the Rat Kings. I got about 40 something Rat Kings left on eBay. So scoop them up. Thank you everybody who bought them. Thank you Metazoo Josh. He just let me know that his came in and he's gonna send me a thank you back. He didn't have to do that, so I appreciate it. And I love the Ninja Turtles. Yeah, I got tattoos. Neither here nor there, but thank you so much for everyone who participated so far. I still got half of them left, so buy them up. I'm like swimming in rats at this point. Back to the zoo. So so it feels a little bit like the old zoo with the issues with the growing pains, the distribution, and not getting a product on time. And if I had gotten them and had extra ones, and I was gonna run them on whatnot, I'd be kind of pissed off about it because this is the same thing that happened to me with UFO, but I was going through a different distribution, and they came late. I think I was gone that weekend that they came in, so they came. The release date was whatever Friday. They came in like Saturday night, way late at night. I was gone till Sunday morning. I expected to sell Friday. Long story short, by the time I got to them and was able to sell them, the price had dropped. The floor had hit, and I think I lost a significant amount on UFO, and I was just like done. I was like, I'm not gonna sell this anymore. So it kind of feels a little scary going back into it. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sell again, thinking like, oh man, I have the seller's PTSD of past experiences. Which again, I don't have to worry about that, but I'm sure a lot of people are not happy with that, and the fact that they have put out money for Metazoo and expected to get it by the release date and have not gotten it by the release date. Acceptable level of frustration with a couple people, and I don't know the numbers on that. I just know that I didn't get any cancellations. The money didn't go back in my account. I didn't get an email. I just got the last email I got from them was we're good to go. And the last thing that I heard from Cardio was in stream last night when they're saying, hey, tomorrow we're shipping, which is today the 28th that they'd be shipping. So hopefully I get them tomorrow or Monday. And just please be patient with me if you purchase with me. I don't have them. I'm not ripping them. I'd be right here ripping my box in front of everybody or doing a spin roll if I got the poncho box. So yeah, don't have the boxes yet. Can't wait to get them. I did purchase one pack the day that the time that they released 12 something. I stayed up as long as I could. I didn't get like anything huge or anything like that, but I participated just so I could feel like I bought something on Metazoo Day. So that felt really good. It felt like old times. It feels like when I buy stuff now, when a Pokemon release comes out, I buy one pack, and sometimes I hit, sometimes I don't, but then I'm done. I'm like, I got my one pack. So that felt really good to do. The beasties are popping on the cards like old zoo in a new way. It's a similar feeling of the old zoo that you can see a card and be like, oh my god, that looks amazing on the card. It looks way different than I had expected. It looks different than what it looked like when they did the teasers, but it still hits that part of your heart in a similar way. It's different, but it's similar, has the same vibe. I hope that we can continue to ride this wave of positivity, of people being happy, of just people ripping and getting lots of hits. I mean, it seems like again, two or three stars in a box, sometimes one, and then it seems like there's a case hit as well, which is the hidden rare, which could be just two Mothmen. There's Bigfoot. There's Piazza, or Piazza is what the correct pronunciation is for the people the classy people out there who know how to pronounce it correctly, and the Wukong. So those are the five. And yeah, so there's a lot to be had. It feels like the OB9. There's so many cards in there that are just beautiful. That everyone has a chase. Everyone has their own personal chase, which is what it's supposed to be. It's not you're ripping 100 boxes and you're looking for that one card and you can't find it. Yeah, that those days are over, and they're thankfully over because those were painful days. They didn't make any sense. They Is not the way to market a TCG, that to be scrambling to rip case after case to get one card that isn't even worth all that much. That's the same problems that Pokemon had with I think Evolving Skies, whichever one had the sleepy Tyranitar. It was like 1 in 1,000 packs, and I was in a stream. I was watching. I think PMW was ripping 2,000 packs, and after 2,000 packs, he did not rip it. And I was like, I will not buy Pokemon. I'll not be diving that heavily into Pokemon ever again. And that was the day that I was like, I'm done. And that was like in 2020, so I haven't really dove deep into the Pokemon waters since. So where do we go from here? I hope this set just continues to sell. I hope people get their cardio sets pretty quickly so that we can start moving our stuff as well and get into the people who did purchase already. I hope that there's more secrets to be had. Like, we can't have found everything, right? Like, although what we found is enough to carry this, I think there should be more surprises around the corner. So let's see what happens there. And I just hope people start playing the game and liking it. I'm not sure, I watched the videos about gameplay, but I need to play it in hand. I'm more of a doer than a visual learner or audio learner. I need to be participating in it to actually learn it. So I'm willing to start, and hopefully if I get one of the magazines that have the alpha packs in it and the decks in it and all that stuff. I'm probably using the wrong terminology. The decks that are the 2-player decks that are in the magazines. If I get one of those, I'll be calling Flyer up and playing with him pretty much immediately, because I really just can't wait to dive in a little bit further. When you get that extra level, once the utility of the card, like there's a card that's pretty, it's a card that's made well, it's a card that hits you home because of something, the Jersey Devil, because I'm in Pennsylvania, Jersey's right around the corner. That's I know people who are Jersey fans or Devil fans and stuff like that. And then when you play the card and the card is really good, and you're like, man, I really like the Jersey Devil. Those are the type of things that make the card game go a lot further. So I really want to see those things. I really can't wait to rip with my daughter to see how she likes those cards. I know if you saw my video, you can go back and watch the video if you haven't seen it, but she was jumping up and down in the bed. She sat silently through the video, watched the 2 minutes or whatever it was, and then as soon as it was over, I asked her how she loved it. And, if she loved it or she hated it, she jumped up and down. She said, I loved it. She can't wait for it. So she's excited as well. So many things to look forward to. I can't wait to see what day 2 has in store. I know that there's always that feeling as being part of the zoo that you can't wait to see what something's bad is around the corner. Like, what are we going to find out? Is it map? No, they're not map. Is it such and such going to happen? Or are we going to find out that the cards peel in half when you sneeze on them? There's always that gray cloud that's over our heads, making you think like, oh man, something bad's going to happen. But so far, if I get those cards in tomorrow or Monday, it's all peachy. It's all good from here. Hopefully to do a wave 2, because I would love to pick up more. I actually wanted to pick up more before they closed down the pre-orders, but the pre-orders were a pretty hard stop. They said we're done. So I think that as far as the sales of them, they must have met some kind of goal there, because they weren't just allowing people to buy to the moon. And again, maybe one person did and ruined it for the rest of us. We'll find that out, along the way. But please continue to enjoy the cards. Tell me what you think is the best part of the new zoo. What is the thing that is keeping you interested in the new zoo, interested in watching videos, interested in buying? I'd love to hear it. And as always, please be kind to each other, be nice to each other, and always peace.